grandfather's 80th birthday next month. And Hulda Makipuro is arranging a party for him. She's inviting a lot of people to help celebrate.
That busybody. She should just mind her own business. I mean, I can't see anybody actually going. Like, who from her own family would even go?
Hulda is the oldest family friend we have. And she knows how you feel about your grandfather. She's known him forever. And she believes he deserves more respect than you give him. So why not give him a good party?
Why should he deserve the greatest party ever?
Yeah, I mean, with all due respect, you three, that so-called brother of yours pretty much showed up to our house out of nowhere. I mean, he never once kept in touch with his only son. Father said he never wrote or called. And now, you think he deserves a party?
Our so-called grandfather was never there to celebrate our birthdays. Vittery, he's been more like a grandfather than he ever was.
That's nice of you to say. But don't be so hard on Oski. He's come back to make it up to all of you.
Yeah, make it up to us, all right. I can't tell you what he wants to do. It's like he's going crazy. Or something.
The only one who really cares about him is Lisa. And she's as crazy as him. I think they both drink from the same bottle.
I just don't get it. I mean, why does he carry around that Hatbox all the time? The other day, I saw him coming out of the post office with it. It makes him look like a fool, especially when he talks to the old scruffy bum on the sidewalk.
I bet that box is empty, like his head.
Don't be so hard on him. What does it matter to you what's in the hat box?
Lisa thinks that grandfather's treasures are in that box.
Oh, come on. Like what? Some old marbles, so he doesn't lose them all?
Lisa has an unbelievable imagination, like all children do. She believes in everything.
I'll sure hate to see her when she's my age.
Since it's such a mystery to you about that hat box, let me tell you the story of it. Your grandmother waited and waited for your grandfather to come home after the war. He never did. She knew that Oski kept in touch with me, so she gave me the hat box to safekeep it. I don't know what's in it, and I haven't looked at it. She told me to give it to your grandfather when he finally got home. He kept in touch with me. I didn't see him again until 12 years after your grandmother died. I kept that hat box until the right time. He's finally changed for the better. I never opened it. He's the only one who knows the secret.
So the hat box is from grandmother.
Now I remember seeing her hats in the attic.
Yes, I remember her wearing hats to hold his parties, which are the best in town.
Here we go again.
Come on now. Hulda Makipuro is the best party thrower around. I know that personally.
How can he take part in a birthday entertainment? He's too old to have fun.
I think that he's entertaining us with his craziness.
Now, you two are perfect. It's very important to me, not just to celebrate his life, his birthday, but his coming back to the family. I have to go meet Hulda, make the final arrangements. You two lay on the music for the party, and don't forget to invite Lisa. She loves to sing.
What is Uncle Vittery trying to do to us? He has this insane plot to teach us some kind of lesson.
Yeah. Well, I'll find Mom and Dad. That way, they know what's going on. You find Lisa and tell her the party plans.
Go find her? I want to stay as far away from her as possible. She won't leave me alone about this forever. I'd be in my room, and she'd be constantly bothering me about the party plans. Just like when we went away on vacation. And you know, the only thing she cares about is balloons. No, more balloons! At her last birthday party, there were balloons everywhere. On the floor, on the tables. There was no room for food. And I didn't get to eat any birthday cake because Mrs. Sallow took the last pieces, which were big enough for 3 people.
Hey. Do you remember when Mrs. Sallow went to sit down on the couch without looking and with full force popped Lisa's favorite balloon with her name on it? What an explosion! Cake flew up in the air and landed on Lisa's head and Mrs. Sallow's shoes.
The only thing she was still holding was a spoon. That was the last of the cake. What a disaster! The only thing that was good was that I was a photographer. I got some great photos of the disaster.
Wait, I better find Mom and Dad before Hilda and Victor get hold of them. Make sure that you find Lisa.
Balloons, balloons, balloons.
Hey, Oscar. I'm so glad that you came. You know, it feels strange to be here in this park after so many years.
Well, thanks for finding me, old veteran.
Well, you know, veterans have a way of finding each other.
Yeah. Why don't we sit down here?
Okay.
You know, the last time we were here in this spot, we were 17 years old. We climbed that old oak tree over there. And on its branches, we talked about our future plans. And boy, what plans we had. Huh? You know, it seems like the next day, we were in Europe, in the middle of a war, fighting for our lives so that we could be saving others, huh? Thank God we were in the same unit.
Yeah. Yaska, you know, you saved my life on that hillside.
Yeah.
You know, there was no front line. The enemy was all around us. Bullets were coming from every direction. The last radio contact was when I got hit by shrapnel.
Mhm.
And if you hadn't tied that bootlace around my leg, I certainly would have bled to death.
Well, I kept that bootlace in my pocket all the time, and I tied a knot in it for each day that we had left before going home. It was my own ritual that I did every day. And that day, I tied the most important knot, that's for sure, and that was to get you home alive. You know, when the medics saw you, they didn't give you much hope for survival. But I knew you were gonna make it when you said, "We're going home."
Well, you know, the horrors have stayed with me.
Yeah.
You know, 2 years in a military hospital didn't wipe away the anxiety and the paranoia that I felt.
Yeah.
But I didn't make any friends,
Yeah.
you know, and I couldn't hold a job. I went from job to job,
Yeah.
you know, and but the only thing is I did keep in touch with my brother Victory.
Yeah, well, you know, it was hard for me too. There were times when I got so drunk, I couldn't remember where I was. You know, I can't drink anymore like I used to. I had, you know. So anyway, what brought you back home, Oscar?
Well, that's a long story, but what I think would help me the most was, you know, when we went back to Europe and
Yeah.
visited the sites where the worst of the war took place.
Yeah,
And I, you know, talked to the people there and visited the places, and it finally made me realize that my own personal war was over. But the only trouble is it came too late in life for me to get straightened out with my family.
well, the main thing is that you're home now.
Yeah, boy, I'm glad I'm home. You know, I hope we're gonna have a chance to go to the old Sabusana and talk about old times and...
Yeah, well, we had the best of times,
We
that's for
sure
sure.
did.
We had the best of times. Ah, boy. Hey, Oscar, I have my flask with me. Now, I know you don't drink much, but I think we should have a shot for
Well,
good old times like we used to.
You know, I haven't had a drink in a long time, Yaska, but for our friendship and for getting together like this, you know, give me.
Get this. Yeah. Okay, listen, I gotta go now. I'll see you later, okay?
Yeah, that got me.
That got me, that got me.
Grandfather, here you are. I've been looking for you all day. I wanted to have breakfast with you, but you had left before I woke. I love you, Grandfather.
I love you too, Lisa. You are my favorite granddaughter, and you know why.
I know why, because I'm the only one you have. Where did your friend go? He is your friend, right?
Oh, yes, he is my best friend, Lisa. We go back to when we were about your age. And you know, someday you'll have a best friend like that too, Lisa.
Grandfather, I think that you have your treasures in that hat box, and I hope that no one can steal them from you.
Oh, no one can steal these treasures, Lisa. But you know what I treasure most of all.
What? Tell
That's
me,
you.
Grandfather.
You are my treasure.
I love you, Grandfather. Oh no, John and Matt are waiting for me at home. There's some kind of meeting. Are you going?
No, I'm going to go. I have to go to the post office, Lisa, and I have to meet a friend at Katarina's restaurant. So you run along, and I'll see you, and bye-bye.
Bye.
Well, we are finally all together so we can put the finishing touches on my father's birthday celebration. Hold on, Victory. You are the ones who planned this party. Maya and I know you are the best party planners. How about you, Jonathan? Do you know who the best party planners are?
I know.
I know.
We both know. How about you, Lisa? Do you know?
The only thing I know is I love birthday parties.
Plans are right on target. Auntie, your idea of the Finn Hall was just great. Do you know, Victory and I were invited to their last monthly meeting. As we walked in, we were greeted like old friends. Before the meeting, they had their refreshments. And on the table were a lot of goodies and a bulla ringeli. Why, I haven't had bulla since your mother made it, Auntie. What a treat. And then during the meeting, they introduced us to everyone. And Victory got up and told them that his parents were some of the very first charter members in the 1920s who helped build the hall. And guess what? I found out that your grandfather and Victory spent time there as children.
Wow. Our grandparents helped build the Finn Hall.
Yes, they did. The president told the membership we would like to rent the hall for Oscar Guskin's 80th birthday party. And they said because Oscar's thing was so important to the hall, it'd be honored to host it. And they decided there'd be no fee for the rental in honor of Oscar.
Yes, and we decided to use their catering service, which features a very special menu with coffee, cake, and bulla for dessert. And of all things, we are now new members of the Heritage Society.
Wow, that sounds great. I'm sure the invitations have been sent out already.
Oh yes, we set them out on the list that you gave us, plus Victory and I had a list put together. We sent them out as soon as we knew the location. Maya, I hope we didn't jump the gun with these plans.
Oh no, not at all. I am so glad that Victoria and you had time to do this already. I would really like to decorate the Finn Hall and have a special decorator with me. Her name is Lisa.
Oh, thank you, Mama. Balloons, and more balloons.
Aren't you missing something? I told you this would happen.
Oh yes, Matt. I also want balloons on each table.
Mom, did you remember to invite Lisa's special friend, Mrs. Sallow, from last year's birthday party? The cake lady who took the last pieces? She'd be good for another laugh.
I love her. She is my friend now, and we both love birthday cakes.
Are you trying to be funny, Matt? Of course we invited Mrs. Salo. And more of your friends, too.
Our friends?
Mrs. Sallow?
Zach, I have my own camera now, so I'm going to take pictures of you and your grandson's birthday cake, Mr. Fowler.
Mom, how could you do this to us? Our friends? We'll never live this down. It's not funny at all.
Let me see that invitation list.
What a reaction! I was just trying to be funny like you two. Your friends' names aren't on the list. But if they can help with the music, then they are welcome to come.
I don't think so. As long as you don't invite our friends, I will do anything.
Me too. I'll even go with grandfather to the old smoke sauna. That sauna is so old that everything is black inside. The last time I saw him come out, he was covered in black soot all over him. He was like a sauna monster.
It looks like we're gonna have entertainment after all. I went down to the senior center last week and met the new program director. I like to hear his accomplishments since he took over. I mentioned the fact of Oscar's party. He said he'd be glad to MC it. He's also written a song called Celebration of Life, which I thought would be nice to open it up with. But more importantly is John, Matt, Lisa, you got the genes from your parents, so you can do the Happy Time song. Matt, John, you can take care of the music.
No problemo. We'll do it.
Just no friends.
John, would you go see who's at the door? I don't believe we're expecting anyone else.
There's someone here looking for grandfather.
Ah, what has he done now?
What he done was done 40 years ago. Mr. Oscar Koskinen had an appointment with me over an hour ago at Katarina's. He gave me this address in case he didn't show.
He's got a thing for not showing. At that.
Our daughter Lisa just told me that she was just with him, and he was on his way to Katarina. You must have just missed each other.
Very well, in that case, I'm going back to Katarina's. And this is important. If he should come back here, please tell him I'm waiting for him at the restaurant so we can meet in privacy. Thank you all and good evening.
Who is this man? Why does he need privacy? I do not like this at all. Victory, do you know what's going on here?
No, all I know is what I know. And the party goes on.